friends, I hope you all are doing great. And if you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome, and I would love to have you as a part of the At Work with Nikki family. Definitely click that subscribe button if you enjoy all things work organization, from how to organize your home office or that messy desk or stationery hauls. I love stationery, so stationery hauls along with all things work related tips. So definitely click that subscribe button. Today I want to share with you 10 tips on how to declutter your mind. You know, I feel like, especially with the past year we are just basically overwhelmed. The best way I can say it, we're just overwhelmed. And I think it's a good time to really talk out some things that I can do, you can do to really help declutter our minds and to really bring back that focus. If you're an entrepreneur or you're working a high pressure job or you have a lot of demands on you, then having a clear mind is very crucial, because we are making important decisions. We need the energy to get through the day. And so I hope that these tips can be helpful to you. So let's jump right in. So tip number one, we all know what we eat, the diet. What we put into our body is what we're going to get out of it. And I am guilty of eating a lot of processed foods, not drinking enough water, and I feel the effects in my body. I have a fogginess. It's hard to make smart decisions. I'm exhausted. But when I eat right, I feel my energy level lift. I feel my productivity increase. And so it's really crucial to really take care of our insides so that, you know, it is coming out very well, so that we really have a lot of productivity coming out. So that's tip number one. Tip number two follows up with exercise. I am bad about this also. I don't like to exercise. I don't like going to the gym. I don't go to the gym. And so what I found that I had to do to really be successful in boosting my energy with getting more activity in is finding what works for me. I'm not that person that's gonna go work out really heavy in the gym or jump on a Peloton. It's just not me. And what I have found is I can get in my activity in other ways. You know, going up and down the stairs and making extra trips up and down the stairs. Also, I'm a big fan of Leslie Sansom. She has videos on YouTube where you can walk away the pounds, and you can, walk in place with her. You don't feel like you're walking. It's different things that you do, but it's actually walking steps. And in no time, you've walked a mile or 2 miles or 3 miles. She has different videos for the miles. And it's a doable thing for me. It works for me. So it's important to find that thing that works for you. Another thing that you can do as far as exercise is they have so many simulations on YouTube videos where you can put it on your exercise bike if you don't have that Peloton, and you can take as you're riding your bike, they have it so it looks like you're riding through Paris. Or if you're walking, they have walking simulations that you can watch that makes you feel like you're walking through Paris or different countries and different kind of scenes. So that can be an engaging way for you. But regardless, find that way to get the activity in, because the payoff is huge. Tip number three is to simplify your life. A lot of times we get overwhelmed and we're exhausted because we have put too much on our plate. Guilty. And so what I do when I get to that point is I hit the reset button. I look at my schedule, I minimize, I start saying no, I start restructuring, because me being overwhelmed is not going to help anyone. It's not going to help my business. It's not going to help my family. And so it's important that I really do what I need to do to make sure that I simplify my workload. And so it means saying no sometimes. It means one thing that I do is I was overwhelmed. I had a lot of client sessions, so I take the third week of every month and I don't see clients, and that gives me time to really have a breather, catch up, and it really keeps me refreshed for my business. Okay, friends, tip number 4 for decluttering your mind is to create habits. When you create a habit, you're cutting out one thing that you have to make a decision on. So for example, have where you eat the same thing for breakfast every week, and then the next week you may change it to a different item, but for that week you don't have to make a decision every week about what to eat. And so then that's one less thing that you have to think about and make a decision on, and it relieves some stress. And so for me this week, it's all about the almond butter on a piece of toast and the banana for breakfast. It's really good, it's filling, healthy for me, and it's easy, and I don't have to think. I know that's what I'm gonna have every day this week for breakfast. So kind of find ways to really create a routine for yourself that is the same every day, especially your morning routine. Creating a morning routine when you get up that's the same every day can be helpful. One other thing that I do is I have a morning caddy in the bathroom, and in that caddy I have all the things that I need specifically to get ready in the day. So I don't put extras in there. It's everything, just one of everything that I need, so that I don't have to fool around my things. I don't have to think things out. I just grab and go. Tip number 5 is to use lists. Lists can be extremely helpful for getting all of this up here, down on a piece of paper, and out of your mind. You know, use lists as kind of your processing center. You know, as an entrepreneur, I'm always having things come into my mind, and it can clog up really quick, especially between home and work and life and all of that. But by taking it from my brain, putting it on a list, I know that I am taking care of it, and I know that it will get taken care of, but it doesn't have to sit on my brain. So what I like to do is keep a master list, and what you can do is just get a cute little journal, and that can be your master list. When anything up here comes in your mind, you put it on the list, and that way you're kind of processing that thought and getting it away from your mind on a list, and you'll know that it will be handled. Okay friends, tip number 6 is to use single tasking. A lot of times we all think we need to multitask. So how many things can we get done at the same time? We're getting more done, but the quality is not there, and you're just piling on the stress, and your mind is getting cluttered. Single tasking is where you can focus on one thing at a time, get it done, and then move on to the next thing. That way you are really focused on that item that you're doing, and you're not just kind of trying to get through everything and making mistakes and not really producing good quality work, and the results just won't be there for you. And then you're going to be stressed. So what I like to do is when I'm focused on something, that's the only thing that I'm thinking about. That's the only thing that is really in this world or in my universe at the time that I am working on it. So that is a really important. It's just to single task everything you do. Tip number 7 is to make decisions quickly. You know, if you tend to drag out your decisions, you're just piling on more things that you have to do. You know, be decisive. You know, when things come at your plate, try to quickly make those decisions so that you can move that item or that thing along. Because the more time you take making that decision, again, the more that you're putting on your plate. Tip number 8 is to rest your mind. You know, we have to rest. You need rest to rejuvenate. And what you can do is put a notebook by your bed, because a lot of times I know as an entrepreneur, when we lay down, that's when the brain starts telling us everything we got to do the next day, or we forgot to do this. Well, when those thoughts come in, what you want to do is just write them down in that book that's beside your bed, because again, it goes back to my other tip. You've processed it. You've taken it from here and you've taken it to the next step. So you don't have to leave it up here. So keep that notebook, and I call it my brain dump notebook, by the bed, and that will help keep that mind decluttered. So tip number 9 is to prioritize. And this is so important, to prioritize by what is most important. Because what will happen is if you have a list of things to do and you don't start with the most important things, and it comes to the end of the day, you realistically may cannot get everything done. But at least if you get the most important things done, you feel accomplished and you don't feel stressed, and that really helps with your mind and your relaxation. And tip number 10, friends, is do something kind for someone else. I always find when I'm kind of overwhelmed or I'm cluttered, I get just distracted somehow when I do something kind for someone else, and it relaxes me. And then I'm able to come back to my world and really get motivated. And it's like a motivator, because you're taking it off of yourself and you're kind of having a step away, and you're able to focus on someone else and bring them joy, and it's a motivator. And then you can come back to your world refreshed. So I always find when I am kind of overwhelmed and I have a lot going on, just to stop, go do something kind for someone else, and it gives me a little boost to come back into my own zone. Friends, clutter is everywhere. Some is controllable, some is not controllable, but it's important to, you know, do some things to really make sure that you manage your mind well, because we need you around so that you can really shine and sparkle. So friends, I hope you have enjoyed what I've shared with you today. If you did, please click that like button. It's really helpful to me. Have a beautiful day, my friends. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.